but I didn't question it. It's wrong. It was wrong to say outer to inner. You always go from inner to outer because the cleaner area is inner. And we always use that concept of clean to dirty, don't we? In fact, you notice when they wiped her eye, they used one cotton ball. Now that clean cotton ball is dirty, isn't it? So to wipe the other one, they used a clean. So we went from clean again to dirty. Okay. So wiping should always be from inner to outer. And the same way, but when you, well, I won't say the same way, but when you put the drops in, it's outer so that it won't go down to the inner right away. Now you notice when they put the ointment though, it didn't seem to matter to them. They just put it across. An ointment doesn't drain as quickly, so it's not quite as big of an issue. It has cut the lower lid. Now, I had you approach the eye from below, and she approached it from above. One of the reasons for that is if you approach it from below, they don't tend to blink as much, but if it's hard for you to be steady with your hand, you need to support your hand on their forehead if you approach it from above. And you'll just see what your approach will be and how well your resident will do if you're putting eye drops. It is very important not to touch the eye with the dropper or the bottle. And you can apply that pressure at the tear duct. If you're going to do it, you need to have a gloved hand. You can let them do it though with a Kleenex in their finger. They don't really need to put their hand, even though it's clean, that much close to their eye. And this was saying about what's left in the dropper. I probably said this last week too. We don't usually have a dropper, but if anything is ever left in something like a dropper, we don't want to put that back into the bottle. We would squeeze it out and then put the dropper back in. If you have contaminated the dropper, that's a new problem because you don't want to put a contaminated dropper back in. But if you don't touch anything with it, it should be fine. Okay, so I wanted to just go over that. What about anything else you saw on the film? They talked about hand washing. This was not the hand washing that you do when you first get to work and you remove your rings and watch. This is one you do when you're constantly washing your hands prior to doing anything. They talked about the patch, and one thing about patches to know is that you've got to read the instructions. A patch for nicotine is put on your arm. A patch for estrogen is put on your hip. A patch for nitroglycerin is put on your chest. If you put the patch in the wrong place, it can give you some side effects you don't want. I also had someone one time, they weren't sure if they should take off the old patch when they put the new one on, so they just put the new one on. Well, that's too much medicine now. So you don't do that either. If you don't know what to do, you find out, don't you? So you don't just make a decision on your own. You call the pharmacist to find out about it. Victoria has arrived, and we did finish this. We didn't go over GI drugs, but that's okay. It was something I was going to do, possibly, and we'll see how long this takes. I may still do, but we'll go ahead and close out for now.